Hey, it's Salty Vibes with Heather. It's another week. Just sitting here in my living room. Just got some chores done. It's Thursday night, and I am pondering about my podcast and what I want to talk about. And I had some ideas the other day, and they just completely left my brain. So I think I'm just gonna ramble, but it's gonna kind of have a purpose as well. So, um, just from people in my life right now, like stuff going on in people's lives and family and my kids. I was thinking about the seasons. We're in March, and you get through this time. You have the holidays, and then you get through that, and then you get through the winter, and then all of a sudden you get to March, and like we changed the time. We changed the time zone last week, and then your body's like adjusting, even though it's in only an hour, depending on where you live, but a lot of states still do the time change. And it's lighter in the evening, and you're like, oh, I can go do all this stuff, but you're still trying to get out of the like conundrum, the drudgery of the dark winter that you've been in. And then all of a sudden it's like light, and your body's like, wait, what? Like freaking out. And I think sometimes we just try to push ourselves so hard, like we should be doing all these things and we should have all this stuff done. And I mean, I have a list of things that I should have had done right now, and they're not done. And I just had a meeting at my office, my real estate office the other day, and just kind of like, I was talking about how I used to be so like organized and perfectionist, and everything was always in its place and perfect. And I would spend, I had these days where I would do these things, and I'd spend like 5 hours like deep cleaning. And then I got divorced, and I moved, and I went through my trauma grief coaching. I went through my healing, and I decided like I want to live life different, and I want to do things different. And I kind of got lazy. Like I just didn't want to do things the same way that I used to do them. And so then I completely switched to the other side, where it was like, I don't really want to be like, I be responsible. I pay my bills and I do all the things, but I don't want to think about having to deep clean my house. I bought a small house so that I don't have to have a big house to think about cleaning all the time. And when I clean, but I don't, it's not perfect, and so it's like this battle in my brain, like, okay, there's the old Heather, how you used to be. And I still love things in its place. I still love things organized. I like things to look neat and tidy. So if I have company come over, I like it to smell fresh and clean. But it's not perfect. It's lived in, it's comfortable. If I take off and leave, I don't have to like worry about things. I still have a pile of garbage in my, not garbage, but stuff in my garage that I haven't got rid of. And it just take a lot longer to do the things that I used to do back in the day when I was really organized and really on top of it. And that life burnt me out. And I think that may be why I've reverted to this like complete opposite side. And sometimes, um, maybe you get so far to the other side and you kind of try to find the middle ground. And I don't know that there's ever a balance, or there's ever where you just want to be. We're always going to be on one end or the other, just because the way life is, the seasons we go through. And so, like I was telling one of my kids this week, is you have your seasons, and it's for a time. And we're in this, sometimes you get in a rut, and sometimes you have a bad day, or you have like, why can't I force I know I'm in this like pit. I know I'm in this dark spot, or I know I'm in this place where it just kind of feels stuck. Like you're just kind of sludging through this thick muck and you can't quite get out of it. And you're trying to figure out, like, how do I get back to where I was, where I was really good? But then you don't want to look backwards. You want to look forward, but you also don't want to look too forward. You want to stay present. And you become at a war in your mind with yourself. And you're just, what is going on? Like, why am I here? And I kind of feel like some of us are going through that right now. Like, it's a season. We have a change of seasons. We're going into spring here soon. The world is different than it's probably ever been for a lot of people. We constantly have, news and stuff thrown at us that we never had all this information at, and stuff thrown at our fingertips like we do now. Like, we instantaneously can know something bad is going on, but you log on to your social media or you go onto the news, you are bombarded with all this stuff. And so I just been telling my kids, like, and this is for my own advice as well, because I get in the same thing. Like, you're just constantly being shown all these things and you're like, oh, well, like, life seems tough, but we're not experiencing it, we're seeing it. I don't think our brains were meant to be in that constant stress. It's like a constant stress all the time. And we can't figure out, like, what is peace anymore. Like, we're all trying to find our peace and we don't know how to get there. So I kind of been, this is my own advice, but also for my kids, is shut off what you're looking at. Stop trying to figure everything out today. We can't figure it all out today. Sometimes it's baby steps. And go outside, go for a walk, call a friend, find something to do that you can find joy in for that day. Light some candles and take a bath. Um, Turn on some music and go and, dance around your living room. Find some way to get out of this constant stress, because our bodies are put into this, like, fight or flight. We want to run away and escape because we're bombarded constantly. This constant need, like, I feel it. And I'm in real estate, and I constantly on my phone and my email, and feel like I have to be there. And so I have to learn, like, I'm going to put my phone in my room and I have to time myself to not have it by me. And if I miss something, oh well, it's not the end of the world. And I feel like it's really hard for us. And that's probably why a lot of us feel that way. We also have to realize that it's the seasons that we're in, the seasons change, and learning to give ourselves grace. And sometimes it's really, really hard, especially if you come from maybe a perfectionist home or a perfectionist mindset. And over the last few years, my goal has been to, like, make life simpler, have a freedom life. I live debt free. I don't want to have debt. Um, I want to be able to go say yes to fun things and have adventures. And I want to be in a position, why I stay debt free and I don't want to have a bunch of bills, is because I want to be able to go and do all these things that I love and, like, live life, because I feel like life is so short. But sometimes we can sit there and just get in our head and overthink and over stress. And I'm just seeing this pattern just from friends and family and my kids of what we're going, and my own personal self. And so I just kind of been thinking about that lately. Like, okay, I'm giving advice, listening to what they're saying. What do we do about it? And it's a hard thing to come by, because sometimes it's easy to get stuck in that, and stay in the negative cycle, and stay in the everything has to be perfect, or have to have this all figured out right now. And lately I've been asking, like, God, okay, This is my season. This is the season of things I'm learning. This is a process I'm going through. What am I supposed to be learning right now? Where I'm at. I have things that I'm super grateful for. I have a pretty darn good life. I'm not where I want to be. I made life decisions that I don't, sometimes I question like where I chose to move to and where I'm currently at in my career and things like that. Like, is this really where I wanted to be? But it's my path. This is my path I'm on. And I feel like we always have this bigger picture where we're going to go. And right now, when we're on this path, sometimes it's a long path, sometimes it's the shorter path. But we have to ask that question, like, what am I learning and what do I need to learn? Where I'm at right now, today, what can I find in this moment, in this struggle that I'm in this season of life to make it better? And how can I enjoy today? How can I take in the presence of today, the gift of today? Because we're never going to totally have it all figured out. We're always going to be striving for more, question like, is this enough? Is this where we're supposed to be right now? And I don't know if we ever really get that answer. I mean, because it's life fluctuates and changes and you meet different people and you grow, your kids grow up and you go through all these like weird chapters of life that are different and you don't always have it figured out. You're never going to have it figured out. We think we do, and then something changes and then we got to go on a new path. I think the final destination, when we finally get there, at the end of our road, at the end of our life, at the end of whatever we're going towards, it's learning to sit in that moment, learning to enjoy the day and the present that you're in, the gift that you're in, and know like, I'm okay that I don't have this all figured out. And today's a day and I'm having a really bad day and I'm just gonna, you know, some of those bad days, you just have to sit on the couch and turn on a TV show and just let it go. And then other days, you pick yourself up and you find something productive to do and you get it done. And it's learning to pat yourself on the back sometimes, especially if you have gone through trauma or things, hard things in life where you're learning to like get out of that cycle. Is sometimes you only get to do one thing for that day. And you have to pat yourself on the back and be like, I got that one thing accomplished and it's okay. And I think it's just, we have to give ourselves more grace than we do. I think we are so hard on ourselves. I'm talking personally, like, I feel like I should be so much farther along than I am right now after my divorce and after my healing. And I'm like, it's been a long time. Like, why am I still struggling? But I also feel like sometimes we get so much into the self-help and the healing and the process of it all that we don't learn to just take today. And just from everybody I'm talking to, I'm just realizing that tonight as I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about it, I'm giving advice to my own kids, and my kids are giving me their thoughts and having awesome conversations with my kids. I love where we're at in life and that we can just like discuss things and we're all just kind of like, this is how I feel today. And I'm like, it's okay. It's okay that you feel that way. It's okay that you're having a really bad week. It's okay that sometimes you feel sad. We shouldn't always feel joyful and 100% happy all the time. I want to, myself personally, want to look at the bright side of things and have a positive mindset, but we can't always be there. We're not always going to be in that way, and that's okay. And so I'd be like, get outside, go for a walk. Take 10 minutes to try to do something that you don't really want to do. If you can't do it, move on and try again tomorrow. And if you don't get it done, whatever. I think we just I've noticed that like even in, my office with some of the agents that I work with, like we're all kind of struggle with that. Like we procrastinate. And I think it just becomes so overwhelming in our brain. We're so hard on ourselves that you just shut down. Why do the thing? It's too hard. It's like example, I needed to go grocery shopping today. I really don't like grocery shopping. It's not my favorite thing. I never have loved it. You have to do, and you have to go to the store, and you got to fight everybody, get the cart, you got to pay all this money, and then you got to go home and take it out of the car and put it away. And it annoys me. I don't know why. I don't love it. I don't know very many people who love grocery shopping. So I was complaining to my friend, and I'm sending her these Snapchat videos, and like, I have to go to the grocery store. And then I sat in my car and ate my lunch, and so I was like, well, I should probably eat before I go to the store because then I'm going to be hungry and then I'm going to grab things that aren't on my list. So I'm like going through all this stuff in my head, and it was this war in my head because it was pouring down rain outside and I did not want to go walk through the rain, go to the store. The whole thing just felt daunting. It was this stupid grocery shopping trip. But in my brain, I was making this big deal about it because I did not want to do it. And so I finally got done complaining to her on Snapchat. And then I got myself out of the car and I was like, okay, let's run through the rain. Got in the store, I got my list out, and I made myself a list because if I don't make a list, then I forget what I'm supposed to get. So I got my pen and I did all my things. The whole process between going to the grocery store, buying everything, checking out, getting home, and putting it away was just a little over an hour. That was it. To get to the store and back home and do everything was just a little over an hour. I wasted more time complaining about that than I did actually doing the process. So I think, even though we don't always want to do the done things on our to-do list, sometimes we have to, like grocery shopping, it took me more time to complain about it than it did to just go get it done, and it needed to be done. So sometimes there are the things on our list that have to get done, our to-do list. But I recommend making a stop doing list. We have the choices in our life. We're going to make these decisions every day. And, if we don't get it done that day, the thing that you wanted to do, or you create this list that just keeps moving day to day, figure out what you can take off. What does really need to be done? Are you just filling voids? Are you really doing the things that you want to do? So I think a stop doing list is an amazing thing that I have learned to do. And I am working through that because sometimes I have to add that thing I had on my stop doing list back to my to-do list. So it's just kind of the whole life of balance, which I don't know we ever really get there. But anyways, that is my week this week, and I thank you for following me. You can subscribe below. You can click on my YouTube, my Instagram, follow me there. Email me at saltykisses26@gmail.com if you're interested in a free 30-minute life coaching consultation. See if it's a fit for you. I'd love to help you out. If you're looking for some trauma grief coaching, check out Stronger Co. based out of Montana. Excellent program. I am one of the coaches through the nonprofit. But yeah, I hope that you have a great week. Thank you again for listening, and we'll talk to you next week.